Hello and welcome to Jordan's Journey Journal. My name is Jordan. Today's journal date is 10/23/2020. The recording date is the same and the posting date is, as always, to be determined. Before we get into it, make sure to subscribe, to donate, and to like. Leave a comment saying your boy's crazy. You know it's all right. Anyway, remember, the universe is with you. The universe is your guide. You got it. So let's get into this journal entry by Yo Guy. This one is an old-fashioned one. This one is called Hey Jay because it's who I used to write to back in the day. So without further ado, let's get into the journal entry written by Yo Dude. Hey Jay, so you've been writing a lot, and to be honest, I'm really proud. You should see me as more of just a shadow or perhaps a shroud that can speak out loud. But that's what this one is going to be about. It's about love and how you're surrounded by it. By how one source just doesn't seem to hit, but we're not gonna get into that shit. Just think about it like the YouTube comments. You focus on only the one that's rotten, and not the 100 more that are blessed. Saying I'm happy for you that you're finally getting this shit off your chest. Off your chest. That you can finally express that when you sip tea in the morn, that you're not thinking about life or a life that needs to be mourned, but thinking about what you're going to do that day or how the tea really is coffee. Even as you shake, know that this is a very good life. Just because your art isn't selling right now doesn't mean in the future it might not. Just like a fine wine or good art, all it takes is time to find the rich notes and the abstract parts. So, as you've learned by God, death, and all the other deities that you believe, patience is key. Now, say it with me, younger brother, as you breathe. Patience is key. If you want that vein, you're just not going to magically find the key. If you want more paper, you can't just sit down and breathe. You're going to have to work for it, my G. You are blessed beyond belief. I know that everyone can see. And you have to make sure to believe that these words go beyond your own tongue and teeth, that someone out there will hear and hopefully see, that these letters from you to me are like your older brother who left the house and locked it behind thee. You can't ever get it back. The time spent trying to find those keys to open the door, they are lost to the universe just as we are. But imagine this. You found a stack of letters and notes already pre-writ. To you, sealed in envelopes with spit, not glue, each has a date and a time, and you start reading them out to find that before your older brother Jay left on his cosmic quest, that like the thing in his chest, you kept him alive with every breath and step, and he's looking out for your best interest. In these letters that he did write, you find pieces of him, but the best part is the stories and advice about it being within. But I know your favorites, kin. It's the ones about roses and the space samurai, the ones about a better life between you and I, the ones where in the end, the hero in fact turned back and said goodbye. Hey young buck, I'm glad you finally found my letters that will hopefully turn your frown upside down. I hope that each day you wear a crown but do not mount the throne because you are king of this castle but do more than sit at home. Sorry I couldn't see you take up the helm. Sorry I wasn't around, but maybe in the future, well. But know this, young space samurai, that these letters to you, they are gifts, they are not lies. But you are not the last thing I will see, and that's a promise from your guy. Maybe that's a lie, but I will have to definitely see you on the other side. Much love, take care, and don't forget to wash your hair. From one space cowboy soul to another, your older brother, J. Alexander. And now, a quick poem by who? By Jay, who wrote 'em. This one is as well about a space samurai, kind of like myself, but that might be a lie. as the beat loops, I'm gonna take a sip of tea. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is all pre-written by me. Zimwa, Zimwa. God is life, God's the key. If you believe, if you don't, look at the sun. Made ya. And he's like, now go fuck someone. Zimwa, apologies. Rest easy, young space samurai. The world is a hard place, I truly cannot lie. But just because you can't see me by your side does not mean that I did die. You see, Sam, the universe understands. It's your job to learn where it is I really am. Until then, journeyman, walk the sands. Enjoy the sweat, enjoy the heat. Just imagine that you're walking on the beach to the water where you'll see me. Alright, guys. This is my dog does the thing. That was really good timing. Goddamn. Alright. Thank you for listening to this episode of Jordan's Journey Journal. If you guys want to leave now, Zimwa Zimwa, may God be with you. Zimwa Zimwa. It's a crazy world out here. You never know when you're going to explode, die, or light on fire. But, you know, at least for this moment, you got to spend it with your boy, which I'm happy about. That was my mom saying hi. Zimwa. So, yeah. Appreciate it greatly. And now for the outro, if you don't feel like listening to the full 30-minute segment. Zimwa. Space samurais and space cowboys alike, I will see you on our next hike, when hopefully there's less noise. If not, make sure to hold tight your homies and boys, because you never know when they're going to be gone. Jesus Christ, the noise. Holy shit. I'm sorry. But let's turn on the camera, hit it with the double clap, and we'll catch you guys later on the next track. Hello and Zimwa, hello and welcome. Thank you guys for listening to my journal. As always, if you choose to continue throughout this cosmic journey, remember that the Patreon special is always free. Make sure to donate, subscribe, like, leave a comment saying your boy is crazy. He loves that shit. Anyway, yeah. So this one was a letter to my my astral, metaphorical, ethereal older brother, whose name is just Jay. Because as the older brother, it seems like not a whole lot of life or advice was paid my way. It was more through my parents, okay? So when I really write about these certain things, it just allows me to be like, oh, weight off my chest, God, bring someone in my life who is just okay with me being my holy self. And that's not an holy with a capital H, that's holy like digging holes. Trying to tell you, man, this shit is not cinnamon, as sweet as cinnamon rolls. You know, life is hard. As I always say, life is difficult, but it's not without the perfect karmic price. Because I feel like with every mountain that you come across, there is shelter at the top, and you can see the beautiful stars at night. Anyway, that's the line for today. Welcome back. Sorry, noise and everything. People are home. Again, Zimwa. Not necessarily saying that this won't happen, but it's karmic comeuppance, you know? Zimwa, you have a really good one, you gotta deal with a little bit of stuff. Zimwa. It is the way of the universe. It is the way of light and dark. If there was all light, you couldn't see, just as if there was all dark, you couldn't see. But let me talk to you about Jay and how this shit comes for free. Jay is my older brother. He is my Anaki. He doesn't exist metaphorically. Jesus, see you. I'm sorry. Zimwa. I can't wait until I have my own place, but one day God will provide in certain ways. But to loop it back to this entire thing, that is the point of getting paid. That is the point of doing this every single day, keeping it in a routine, in a schedule, kind of like K-Say, nice tay. Just saying, he has really nice taste, a very similar style. He is the man who aced the shit, and I can't wait to see him, but it might take a while. Well, technically I did see him once, but he turned his back to me. I said, hey, what's up, Casey? And he just kind of rode off on the 73. I think it's a Super 73, not a Super 76. But Zimwa. We all make mistakes. Same with you, Sam Chef. So, yeah, just remember, life is a great, amazing journey. Even if it's cloudy out, it does not mean that the sun does not shine. Motherfucker, you'll make it to 40. With 40 40s and 40 shodies for shody. I'm just saying, G. It's an easy path to come in contact with me, but you just hit me up. DMs are for free. I reactivated my Instagram. It's at Jordan. If you can spell it right, then Zimwa, you're on to it, son. If you want to find my art, it's at sebi.ono. And if you want to see the other one, it's deaths.co. deathsgardeningcompany.co. deathsgardening.co. Also, I have to plug my merch store. It is Deaths Gardening. And if you really want to remember, just what is Jordan doing? Is probably doing what Death's doing. What's Death doing? Death's gardening. Oh, Death's gardening? Deathsgardening.com. Zimwa. That's the only way I can remember it, because I wanted to get Death's Garden, but Zimwa, I was too stupid to just go like, what is it? It's Death's Garden. What do you sell? Death's gardening tools. Zimwa. That's all it is. But yeah, sorry that this kind of segment isn't really like, you know, it's very deep and philosophical and all this kind of stuff, where it doesn't have to be. It can be very light and just, you know, I'm just entranced by the sun right now, honestly. How it seems like even though it is a very cloudy day, there's light. And that's the important part, that even if you do experience darkness, that there is always a silver lining to it. And even though it might not be pretty, even though you might not want to look at it or can't look at it at this specific point in time, that does not mean that the sun still won't shine. Zimwa. Saying what? Zimwa. On to the next section. Essentially saying, Jordan's here to be kind of a very horrible devil's advocate and help you find the silver lining in it. Zimwa. I'm a guide, I'm a teacher, I'm it. But Zimwa, one thing I will never do is Zimwa, what? Tell you what to do. It is your life, it is your gift. I would be a horrible person if I try to take it from you. That's why I just garden and tend to flowers, my dude. Zimwa, and on and on and on. Time for the Patreon special, because you know, motherfucker, we go strong. Time to hit a sip of the tea and sip my vape. So Zimwa, sorry that sentence was whack, but this ain't fake. You know, I try to do this in one take, because I feel like it's more natural that way. So if you can stand about 13 minutes of a man gabbing, you know, then you'll get about another 10 of Madman's happening. Why? Because the Madman's hatting. Still looking for my hat, not realizing that is my hat in the fucking corner. And I'm like, it's God's hat. I can't have that hat. It's not my hat. And they're like, Jordan, you found your hat. Zimwa. It's fucking perfect. Why don't you wear it more? And I'm like, Zimwa, because I can't wear headphones over it. Zimwa. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Remember to donate, subscribe, like, visit all the stuff. Notdudes, deathsgardening.com, Zimwa, all that. You know, you already know. I already said it. Have a great day. Have a blessed day. Life is amazing. This has been Jay. Ladies and gentlemen, I will catch you. Space Samurais and cowboys alike, I will catch you on the next hike. Make sure to check out Jordan's new bike, Zimwa, doing a wheelie down 84, going 85. Zimwa, CT for life. Patreon special. Alright, Zimwa, what you got, guys? Zimwa, I don't know, but I liked it. It was cute. Zimwa. My little boy, my little coochie. What does that mean? Doing this, like my little shithead. Zimwa, you know, you're doing well in life. And I'm like, Zimwa, I'm telling you, man, everything but relationships and money are going fantastic. I tell my therapist this all the time. I'm like, Zimwa, like, it's so awesome, it's so amazing, but Zimwa, but I can't figure out two things. And what's that love? And it's like, Zimwa, my relationship with my ex, Zimwa has become strained within myself, at least. Zimwa, because I'm still like, Zimwa was like, I can feel but can't feel. I'm confused. And Zimwa and my relationship with money, where it's like, I want to be able to do this and make money off of this, but I'm not patient enough, you know. And as FedEx gets looser, man, Jordan gets looser with it, you know. I have to be I have to be their sub compared to their dom. And Zimwa, no disrespect, because they've done me right. Zimwa, every day and every night. Zimwa. So what do we got, spirits? What you got today? I don't know, Jordan. I just kind of wanted to throw it down. When are you going to work on the scythes? A little bit later today. I'm going to go to the Wadsworth first because it's open. Yeah, but what about the whole thing? And I'm like, yeah, Zimwa. I got a few days. Zimwa. Alright, just making sure. Just don't stretch a little bit too much. You got to stretch a little bit. And he's like, Zimwa. And just saying, man, that could be a really good thing, but you got to do it on time. And I'm like, yes. By the way, if you would like a psychic reading or whatever the fuck you want to call it, I call it like a form of tarot. it's essentially like this. So let's say there's Bill on the computer and we're FaceTiming, and he's like, tell me something about what I'm going to eat for breakfast tomorrow, or just ask a question. Normally I do it in person with the person's on the person's arm or in front of them, kind of like a therapy session, and instead of writing notes, I'm just kind of doing scribbles and transcribing, channeling, whatever you want to call it, with the spirits or whatever, or trying to talk to you, talk through me, etc., etc. So, for example, and Death, please make it good. Why? Because we're trying to sell ourselves here. Zemwa, zemwa. You got to make sure to do it right. Zemwa. All right, what you got, man? Life is a gift, but not all use it. Just saying. Some people choose to snuff it up. As in, some people choose to use it like a drug. But they have no idea who's directly next to them. Who's directly next to me. Life is a beautiful gift, you see. And just because you can't see the future does not mean that there is one. And then he hits you over the head with a bat, going, and what you're saying. That's the Death's general advice to whoever's seeing this. Zemwa, zemwa. Don't use that as a drug. Zemwa, zemwa. Use it like a race. Zemwa, zemwa. An endurance test, a marathon. You know, they always say life's a marathon, not a sprint. It really is, dude. If you go all out, you're gonna be shitting your pants and throwing up on mile 2. You know, but if you can walk it. You can walk a marathon and enjoy the sights and enjoy this. The only reason you should be sprinting a marathon is if you've done it 1,000,002 times, which some people might have, and just want to see your best time. Zemwa, zemwa. You want to get under 3 hours. That's Death, Muerta, and Moshimi. There are different characters who appear, by the way. Moshimi, Death, God, Death's wife, and God's wife. So far, at least. And then a few others that kind of sprinkle in. Just saying, I just like hearing you talk. And I'm like, Zemwa, I like listening. And she says, that's why you're so good for me. You make me believe in a brighter future. You make me believe that there will be a better tomorrow. You see, you reach for the stars. And that's it. And she's going like this. She's like, and that's it. That's all I have to say. I'm like, I love you too, man. And they just want to make sure there's something. By the way, all the stuff that Jordan is saying is completely true and accurate. Zemwa, zemwa. Just putting it out there. And in a face for him, saying like, Jordan's not telling lies. Zemwa, zemwa. It is what it is. So why don't you throw down your bills? Zemwa, I can make it a Patreon thing where if you pay $10, we just FaceTime for a hot second, and then, or Zoom call, or whatever you want to do, and whatever's safe, and Zemwa, and then I just do a psychic reading for you for like $10. It'd be so much fun. I love doing this. I love communing with spirits. Zemwa. It's something else, man. So Jordan, why he uses it? So Jordan, why don't I use it as a form? I use it as a form of therapy because they're helping me with my process. You see, it's very hard to show this side of the Patreon special side of myself to people sometimes. Sorry, the Patreon side special of my people sometimes. It's very hard to show this side of myself occasionally because, you know, Zemwa, sometimes people don't want to hear crazy men talk, but Zemwa, zemwa, in other cultures, shaman, Zemwa, zemwa, you know, Zemwa, whatever name you want to assign to it. You know, Zemwa, it's so easy for me. It comes so naturally and it feels good. It feels cathartic. Zemwa, zemwa. I would rather do nothing else. And Death saying, and that's why he does this. That's why he thinks and paints and theorizes and tries to get it all out there. Zemwa, zemwa. And then the dude who kind of formed here is saying, you know, check your battery because it's dying. So if this cuts, Zemwa, that would be the end. And I'll catch you Space Samurais later. But for now, we're going to keep flowing until about 23 minutes. Zemwa, continuing on forward. Yeah, Jordan, that's all I really wanted to say. Now I want you to paint me something. Alright, what do you want, love? I don't know. I want you to take my head. Zemwa, zemwa. And then what? Oh, well, Death's saying here, I'm giving you the head. And I just messed it up, but it's okay. Why? Because if you flip it upside down, you get a new image, Jay. Zemwa, zemwa. And then there you go. It's Death sitting on his throne. Zemwa, zemwa. The cool hat. Zemwa, zemwa, zemwa. And again, if you do the whole Patreon thing, I could just send your notes to you. Let me essentially say what I normally do. So I normally do this on your arm, And if something really hits, or if something that I say really, usually Death will give you a tattoo, and I'll be like, that's the tattoo right there. Then or my friend, then my friend or myself or whoever, if you can hold on to it for long enough, it essentially saying if you can believe in it, if you invest yourself in it for long enough, wrap it and fucking duct tape, whatever the fuck you got. What is it? Stretchy wrap, cling wrap. Go get a tattoo of it, and then it'll imbue good luck. It will imbue whatever you want on it. The message, the overarching thing. I normally do it in very sharp Sharpie. Zemwa. That is not a blade, because I choose to use this instead of a sword, okay? Like the one behind you that's just hanging, waiting to be sold at deathsgardening.com. Zemwa. It's already been pre-rolled. I'm gonna make it $66.06. Zemwa, just because it's funny. So it's time to lament. What's the last thing you got, Chief? Zemwa, because we're closing in on 23 minutes. Man, it's been a while since you used a Sharpie. I know, I never use Sharpies anymore. She said, I give all this to you and you don't do anything with it. I'm like, I can do everything. I can do this up and down the street, my love. Zemwa. It's deeper than that. It's more than that. You know, Zemwa. The purpose is to let it go. Let it go. Let it be free. And if it comes back to you in a drawing, then my G, it's meant to be. Zemwa. My apologies for pausing, but you see, this is normally what I do, and I'll try to get a really good shot of it. You know, Zemwa. It's my face. Let's see if the camera focuses on that. There you go. If you can't find a face, then it's all good. But if you can, Zemwa, you're under my hood. Zemwa, as life goes. And that's God, Death, whoever, the devil, if you really want to call him that. Zemwa, going like, that's what's up. That's my boy. And I'm like, every day of the week, Zemwa. Saying like, what? You haven't drawn me in a little bit, man. I'm like, I wait for you to come up. And then Zemwa, and then the piece completes itself. And then they're essentially, the image fully forms, and they're essentially saying, Jordan's just jerking his dick right now, just showing off his special talent. And I'm like, technically they're called siddhis, or powers, in Eastern religions, or Eastern traditions, or whatever you want to call it, like that. Stuff given to people by the guru, but I choose not to take up that name. Sorry for the wink, it's a tick from my OCD. Or it can mean something deeper, I don't know. It's a power. It's a thing given to people who are spiritually enlightened, but that's not at all what I subscribe to. I just say I'm just a kooky individual who happens to be able to do cool stuff. They always say you can tell a real guru from his laugh. Zemwa, whatever the fuck that means. So until I have a laugh that I'm okay with, Zemwa, we wait. Zemwa. Anyway, Zemwa. What else you got, Chief? She's saying, I don't really know about that part. And I say, I have to say it. Because imagine in 20 years when Jordan's really good at this, when Jordan's really good at communing with spirits, when he could just do one line and see 1,000,002, he can see an entire essay within one line and say it and say it, Zemwa, like that, like a bullet, and it hits you, and all of a sudden you just make mass realizations about your life and yourself, which is a personal goal of mine. Zemwa, whatever you want to say. And we're hit exactly 23 minutes, so I gotta cut it. You know, would he be viewed as the devil? Would he be viewed as someone who's evil? Would he be viewed as a cult leader? Would he be viewed as someone who has his eyes closed and is only listening to his own self? Or would he be viewed as a man with his eyes open, only trying to be understood? Zemwa, something for you to take home with. Zemwa on this card. Anyway, baby, last one. Zemwa, and she says use a fresh one, and I could not agree more. Alright, D, you got one more out of me. Let's make it a big sheet. Zemwa, and then we're done. Here's what you have to do. Learn about empathy. Sometimes it's not always putting on the devil's shoes and being his advocate. Sometimes it's actually about sitting and listening and not just fucking around. Which is exactly what you do to me. As much as you hate to admit it, Zemwa, you do. Just something to take home for you. This is all for me. This last segment is for me. Zemwa. And that's why you should end it at 23. Zemwa. But I will tell you one thing, my dear. You are a space cowboy that can shoot at the motherfucking stars. You can reach even higher than you think, even if you think you're on the highest mountain. You can fish for longer than anyone can. You can be precise and accurate. Just something to think about too. Now, if you can please complete me. Zimwa, more than ever. What's your one request, God? It's like, what? Zimwa. Fishing pole. You got it, Chief. Alright, let's see if you guys can make out this image. It's God. Come on, focus up. It's God in a cloak with the fisherman's hat with the fishing pole. Zimwa. And that's where we'll end. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Jordan's Journey Journal. It's been a trip. It's been a ride as usual. J'aime-moi. Sorry that the camera isn't focusing. Hello. Hello. Hi. There you go. Thank you for watching this episode of Jordan's Journey Journal. My name is Ben. Always will be Jordan. J'aime-moi. I take no other. Maybe Rusty occasionally, but j'aime-moi. It's because I always am. Remember, the master is always the apprentice in disguise. J'aime-moi, because God doesn't even realize. J'aime-moi. And as we round this circle, as we round this bend, realize it has been stupendous until dust. So, Roy Lars is on Mars smoking Xanax. Roy Lars is on Mars smoking bars that are not Xanax and Clozapine. Remember, before you do drugs, take a sip of gin and realize it has always been within. See you, Stardust. Envoy Beats, Alien Family. Go check them out. Intro, outro, fucking, what is it? Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Instagram, Envoy Beats. He's fucking dope. I'm gonna use this music from now on because just the vibe is nice. Alright, Jay, what's the last segment you got? What's the last thing? J'aime-moi. You can do whatever you want now. This is your special. J'aime-moi. I'm just happy, man. I really am just happy. J'aime-moi. Blessed to be in this life. And if you look outside my window, the clouds are parting, and I'm going to have a great day. I'm going to go to the museum. I'm going to go make a scythe. Finally, it's going to be complete. Finally, the scythe is going to be complete. I'm going to love it so much. J'aime-moi. I just don't know how the fuck I'm going to fit in my car. So if worst comes to worst, I'm going to duct tape that bitch to the side and drive around 84, and people are going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, well, first off, a lot of things, but I think it's just fucking cool. I'll duct tape it to the top of my fucking car and just watch people stare. They're like, is that a fucking scythe? And I'm like, actually, technically, it's a death scythe, but that's just me. J'aime-moi. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Make sure to donate, subscribe, call your boy crazy. You know he loves that vibe. As the song loops as a song, and remember, we all family on this earth, universe, we all friends. Bam bam, envoy till the